Hey, Mike Edwards here, and I'm here with a topic titled Denial is a Bitch. Um, Denial is a mindset. It's neither good nor bad. It's a coping mechanism. It's a mindset we humans go to when we're not ready or able or willing to confront the fact we have a problem. And it's not by coincidence I'm here today talking about denial. It's also not coincidence I'm wearing orange today. So today is the day of orange. I live in Canada, and the government this year declared September 30th the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. I'm sure it's world news. I follow it internally because I live in Canada. There's a lot of things that have happened in the history of Canada, which bother me. Most notably, and why September 30th is a National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Most notably is the fact we had residential schools for the Indigenous children. And quite frankly, it was about erasing the Indigenous culture and coming to terms with that, right? It's admitting that's what it is, um, and why this exists, and why we need to acknowledge it. So here's what I know when it comes to truth and reconciliation. I love the fact they have both those words there, because for reconciliation to happen, you have to have truth. People need to speak their truth. We need to acknowledge what's happened and what's true. And when it comes to reconciliation, that's a starting point. So take for example, and this thought that I'm about to say came up from a friend a couple days ago, Shelley, who I was talking to, who's has so much wisdom when it comes to reconciliation. Nothing but love and respect for that. Is if we don't speak our truth, not just our truth, but the truth, there can be no reconciliation. So if we don't acknowledge what happened in Indigenous schools, or sorry, residential schools, there is no reconciliation that's possible. So here's the truth. I just did a quick search before I came on here to get kind of a current number. There's currently 6,500 plus known deaths related to residential schools in the history of Canada. My fear is, and my heart's heavy with this, is that's not even close to the right number. It is, it's a tough thing, right? Because I can look at it and I can go, that sucks. And it's wrong. And if I'm not willing to talk about it, to talk about the truth of what's happened, we can never reconcile. We can never get to a place of reconciliation. And if you're not clear on this already, I'm no expert in what it means to do reconciliation or what truth and reconciliation is. What I do know, it's wrong. So the title of this video is Denial is a Bitch. So here's the thing. Up until fairly recently, I don't know, a few years ago, I lived in denial about it. I thought, wow, look at these Indigenous cultures, right? I love them. I have numerous things around the house. I should have brought it up here. I have a drum that's from the Indigenous world, right? It was painted by an artist in the Six Nations Reserve south of where I am. And it's beautiful. There's this eagle on it, right? So I love the Indigenous cultures, but I've been living in denial about what's true. I've been living believing that they're such a big part of our culture, and I think they are, and at the same time ignoring the fact that we've done wrong, right? As a country, as a nation, right? We've done wrong by having these residential schools, by how we treat them, how we allow their culture to thrive. And yes, we could extend this to many different nationalities and religious sectors and blah, 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 all those things, all the normal diversity and inclusion things. But today is September 30th, right? That's why I'm wearing orange. Because I have been living in denial. Am I biased? Yes, I'm human, right? We all have biases. And it's easy, especially for somebody like me with the privilege of having been born white, male, and into a Christian family. It's easy for me to be in denial. There's no problem here. There is a problem. So on this day of truth and reconciliation, what can you do to explore the truth? For me, I've been reading, I've been watching, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Maybe that's it. It's acknowledging the truth. It's sad, it's harsh, and it's the truth. And regardless of the context, that's always the case. If you're not willing to acknowledge the truth, how can you come to reconciliation? How can we move past it? How can we forgive each other? How can we come to a place where our hearts once again are connected and we're able to create a different world together? That's what's going to help us move forward as a species, as a world, as a culture, is when we come together and we have truth and reconciliation. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's watching us. It seems strange. I was going to say thank you to the Indigenous people who have endured what we've done. We being a country, a nation, our history. It seems weird to say thank you. Probably more accurately, I honor you. I honor that you're still here and you're fighting for, or fighting may not be the right word, strong word, what you need. September 30th, the day of orange. Thank you, everybody.